It's the trend trigger factor indicator. It always reminded me of Space Invaders. Probably because I'm old. The indicator profile series is back, traders. It will now be an every other week occasion for the rest of this year. But we soldier on. Now, before we begin, if you're new to this channel, enjoy. It's not going to make a whole lot of sense to you probably, but that's okay. Go to nononsenseforex.com and read that first page and then watch the video that's on that first page. And then if you don't mind doing things the long way and being patient, which is really the only way to be successful in this game, then get your journey started and watch my other 200 videos. I think it'll be worth your time. But for the rest of us, let's get to the specs. The trend trigger factor was made in 2004. That falls well within our 1996 and on range. This is going to be a confirmation indicator. And as far as type goes, it's going to be a zero cross because we're pretty much going to make it a zero cross. It kind of is already on its own, but you'll see what I mean. And could you use this as an exit indicator? You could. You should try it. Again, these things work for some people, and for some people it doesn't work. It all depends on what kind of system you're running. You know, I run my own system. I have my own opinion. So we can go ahead and jump right into this thing now. Now, warning, they're not the brightest colors in the world, so if you're on your phone, I apologize. Please don't ask us to make the colors brighter. We already know. Sometimes they just come out that way. So hopefully you guys can all see this really well. This is how it actually starts. This is not going to be the end result. You see the red line, you see the turquoise line, seafoam green, whatever that is. We take the turquoise line out. Kind of similar to what we did with DiNapoli, but not really. If you really want to get nerdy and technical, you know to go to the blog for that. But we just take it off. And so now it looks like this. And there is a zero value in there right across the middle, so we just add the line. And now it's brighter, as you can tell. And this is going to be what it is. Now, if you're familiar with indicators like Laguerre and inverse Fisher transform, the one that repaints, you're probably already used to seeing some of these indicators that just, they're either all the way down or they're all the way up. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that this means you're still in a long signal, and this means you're still in a short signal. What we're really looking for, as always, with zero cross indicators is for the indicator itself to cross and close beyond the zero line. So this way for a long, and then this way for a short. Thankfully, these lines are angled just enough to where you can get a good reading on that so you know which candle to enter. Let's take a look at it here. Got your long entries, your long entries, got your short entries. And that's how it works. Again, don't be too allured by this thing going all the way up to the top and then just scraping along the top. That doesn't mean it's trying to keep you in a trade for this long. If you're using it as an exit indicator, sure, you can do that. But for the rest of you, you're only worried about the entries, just like you always are with your confirmation indicator. You know, we make this one super simple at the end of the day. When it does this, go long. When it does this, go short. So now that we have seen it, let's go ahead and get into the testing. Please understand that if you don't like the way we test, well, go find your own way to test. There are many ways to do it. No one way is perfect. We just want to get it close. And I guess while we're on this slide, understand too that a lot of people request for us to do certain indicators. You know, we try to bring you indicators that are interesting and effective and test out well at the same time. Most of the indicators we test don't make the cut. So just understand these are hand-picked for you. If you do have one you really like, we will add it to the spreadsheet, but we have our own criteria in terms of me making a video for it. So if you don't ever see us make a video on your favorite indicator that you have brought to our attention, you know, don't take it the wrong way. And if I find out you're using my comment section to shill a paid indicator, well, then you will be banned from commenting and banned from the channel itself. Okay. Moving on. As you know, in the links down below in the description, we will give you my blog on automation that shows you how to test this yourself. And in that same blog, if you ever need any of these things migrated over to TradingView, we have a guy who does that. His information is in that blog as well. You're going to have the actual blog for this indicator so you can learn all the nerdy little details if that's what you want. And then a place to actually download this. Trend trigger factor is rather obscure, so you don't need to go searching for it. You can just go to the link I give you. Now, let's see how it did. I think you're going to like these results on the Euro USD. On its own, not good. After the tweaks, quite good. Another reminder, the tweaks will be on the blog. You will see them over here. I cut it off right here to keep everything simple. But you can see after those tweaks, high win-loss ratio, which is what you want in Forex, and a really nice starting point with the ROI. Over to gold, even better in some ways. This should be a decimal, not a slash, just so you guys know. But apart from that, after the tweaks, it's important you try to improve these things, because you can take an indicator that I would have probably passed on back in the day and turned it into something really nice. Over to Bitcoin, probably the best of the bunch. On the daily, horrendous on its own. But after a few simple tweaks, a pretty darn good place to start. And again, 40 total trades in a year, a number that will go down after you add other pieces to your algorithm, seems like a reasonable spot for me. Your opinions may vary. But thank you, everybody. Like and subscribe. We are going to keep these coming every 2 weeks. And I have a podcast that comes out every week. Check that out. But in the meantime, you know what to do. Put in the work. Never stop trading. Never stop improving. Go get it.